Welcome back, everybody. I'm Luscious Balzac, your caster here at FJORD Live. Right now, we've got CLCH versus FJORD. This is a Division B match for Week 2 of ISC Season 6. Right now, we still have about 3 minutes until the scheduled match start time, but you guys are on a 5-minute delay, so it'll start roughly in a couple of minutes for you. Oh yeah. Extra better, claiming that the Balzac is luscious, and that it is. Once again, I'm Luscious Balzac from FJORD, and we have CLCH versus FJORD. To start things off, this is Week 2, Intersphere Coalition. That means only Intersphere mechs, but most of you watching are more than likely veterans who probably have your hands in the tournament as well. So, you know what? I don't feel like I need to explain too much. But yeah, Intersphere Coalition, only Intersphere mechs. Yeah, should be good. So taking a look at the teams right now, CLCH, bunch of good players. We got Extra Better, Redneck Geek, Hat Trick, Valkyr. Those are the names that I recognize personally. But from the FJORD side, I recognize all those names. I play with those guys regularly. I just set Team 1 on a 5-minute timer, letting them know, hey, you know what? Let's get the show on the road. The match, the official start time for you guys' match has started. You're on the clock. Get in your lances, get in your mechs, and let's get dropping. Team 2, FJORD, being very smart right now, not switching lance positions, not giving away anything. You can tell that they're not giving away any information yet, as they're sitting at 270 tons, not moving around, making Team 1 decide how they're going to set up, and then they're probably going to sit there and try to read what the lance zones are, as well as their tonnage, to try and make a informed metagame decision, just to kind of give them an upper hand on what to expect coming from CLCH. But yeah, this is Division B, Division Bravo, if you can't tell from the enunciation. B, Bravo, blah. But yeah, let's see. I wonder how CLCH is going to play. I know them as being more mid-range, more tradey, more Pop-Tart-esque type players. You know, seeing them in quick play a lot, they tend to bring more mid-range laser vomit mechs. But you know what? I have seen them bring Brawl in the past, so let's see. Let's see if they bring Brawl or mid-range, or quite possibly they might opt to take a more long, non-traditional long-range drop here on drop 1 for Caustic Valley. Who knows? But seeing as the tonnage is lighter on this first drop, they won't be able to bring any of the really big, good long-range traders that you would see in, drop 4, drop 5. Thank you very much, Malicious Intent, for that subscription. We here at FJORD Live really appreciate it. Alright, looks like Clutch is green, just waiting on the lock call. Alright, Team 1 Clutch has called the lock. Now it's on FJORD to choose their lands assignments, choose their weight. Looks like they're going quick to the Bravo Charlie drop. Team 1 Clutch bringing the 3 lance drop. Split Alpha Bravo Charlie. Team 2 FJORD taking the Bravo Charlie drops. What this says to me is that Team 1 might be going for more of a split push, kind of cap oriented strategy, whereas Team 2 FJORD coming in with those Bravo Charlie lance drops, like they're just looking to brawl. RJ Clutch has brought Inner Sphere Ferret. That is funny, my friend. For those of you who are watching, and if you're not playing like tier 1 matches, you're not seeing a lot of Clutch being dropped in your games. Clutch likes to drop ice ferrets a lot. Oh man. Just waiting on the teams to finish connecting. There we go. Alright, Team 1 side Clutch, we got 2 Thunderbolt 9 SEs, a Blackjack Arrow, 2 Firestarter H's, and a Javelin 11F. Team 2 side, we have a Firestarter, Thunderbolt 5 SS, a Blackjack Arrow, another Thunderbolt 5 SS, and 2 Osiris 1Ps. I'm glad to see the Osiris starting to make their debut in Inner Sphere Coalition. Just because of the patch that just dropped. They got a huge rate of fire buff on their machine guns. Looks like FJORD sending their Osirises down to Theta to cap it, while the rest of FJORD kind of pushes up along the outer side Kappa Gamma line. Looks like FJORD might be stalled. Nope, they're continuing to push. Let's go take a look at Clutch's side of things. They capped Gamma. They're spread out. They have what are these? The Thunderbolts and the Blackjack lying in wait up high. Probably just scouting, using the advanced zoom to look around, see what FJORD is doing. But right now, FJORD has the cap lead, so they don't really have to worry too much about really anything. They could sit back and wait if they wanted to, kind of pressure the caps on Clutch, but doesn't look like that's what they're doing. Looks like they're just pushing straight up into Clutch. I'm going to get to a different perspective here. There we go. feel like this is a little bit better. Saw some early burns coming out from Clutch, large X pulses down on FJORD. Looks like FJORD, yep, taking a little bit of damage from those large X pulses, but they're looking to capture, to get the 3 cap on Clutch. This will put Clutch in a position where they really have to start figuring out what they need to do, what they want to do. Alright, it's now a 3 cap in FJORD's favor. Looks like Clutch is just pulling back further and further, trying to keep their distance. Trying to keep that distance, keep that range, so that they can make the most use of those large X pulses. You know, you don't want to get pushed up on with your long range mechs. FJORD setting up a line over by Gamma, while Clutch sits on the high ground overlooking Gamma. They know that FJORD is all here at Gamma, roughly. Looks like we have a FJORD mech kind of out towards Theta, giving it a little bit of protection if it's needed. Blackjack Arrow, Clutch side, getting some shots out on the wing mechs of FJORD. But like I said, FJORD has that 3 cap. They don't need to push. They can just wait. They can wait for Clutch to make their move. Clutch now getting a little antsy, coming down from their perches, coming towards Gamma, trying to get wide with their firing line, so that when they do decide to push, they can all have a firing solution at the same time. Alright, looks like Clutch is making its move on Gamma. FJORD being a little tentative. Looks like there's a smoke out from Clutch towards FJORD. Artillery strike hits nothing, but you know what? That's fine. Clutch has a UAV up over Gamma. Looks like FJORD's getting some nasty damage on Extra Better's Thunderbolt. 3 mechs firing against 1. FJORD launched up some UAVs. They see this Javelin coming in. Push him off just a little bit. Alright, looks like the lights for FJORD are starting to go in. Heavies as well. Extra Better looking pretty beat up there. Looks like he just got armed or possibly halved. Oh, Extra Better goes down. Revan in his Osiris goes down. It's a 5-on-5 brawl. Everybody's out there. Valkyr with his Firestarter bringing a Flamer. Very, very interesting choice. Valkyr goes down. Oh, Viper in his Osiris on FJORD side goes down. This is a nice, nasty little brawl. Rhino Hammer goes down in his Thunderbolt. It is a 3v4. Never mind that. Hat Trick just went down. So did Artillery Hamster. It's a 2v3. Taitetsu goes down in his Blackjack. Looks like they're just waiting on Redneck Geek to go down. There he goes. That's a win for FJORD, folks. Whew. Great job, FJORD, you know, getting the cap lead and then forcing Clutch to move out of the position that they wanted. Looking at damages, we got Shred Metal with 463, Andy with 549. Sheesh. Great job. Alrighty. Just updating the scoreboard real fast. Alright, looking back at the damage spreads. Clutch, pretty tightly spread. Little low damage numbers, but you know what? They were focus firing and they were able to take out 3 of Fjord's mechs. Alrighty, let's get back to the lobby. Let's see, what's the next map? Emerald Vale? Yeah, that's right. Emerald Vale. Let's go. That was such a great match. Drop 1. I love seeing all the different strategies that teams employ. You know, what works well, what doesn't work. Fjord playing it smart, bringing out the cap strat, forcing Clutch to make a move, and then collapsing on them once they moved. But you know what? Clutch brought the large X pulses, which have been really strong at the start of this tournament. So, you know, I gotta compliment them on, you know, playing what I think is pretty meta. You know, bring the large X pulses, bring the X pulses in general. It's just a lot of damage really quickly. The damage per second is so high. Yes, they run a little hot, but you know what? Who cares? You're dumping DPS. And if you can focus fire legs, you can melt them down. You know, if you're bringing, you know, multiple large X-Pulse mechs, you can focus CTs. You can focus side torsos if you wanted. You don't have to focus legs. As long as you have range and are able to get that free farm in, do what you gotta do. Clutch sitting here, one person not ready. Fjord waiting for Clutch to finish locking in before moving around their lances. Ooh, looks like Clutch just lost a player. They might be going to the mech lab. Who knows? Might be reworking a mech. I guess we'll see if we get them back. Who'd they lose? Taitetsu or Tiramisu. I think it was, yeah, Taitetsu. There we go. He made it back. They still have roughly 2 minutes to spare. I'm going to give them another 30 seconds before I give them their warning. Oh, looks like I won't need it. Should be calling a lock here pretty soon. Didn't even need to give them the 2-minute warning. Team 2 now has 5 minutes on the clock to choose their lance assignments, choose their mechs, and lock up. Looking at the drop zones, looks like Team 1's going to be dropping Bravo Charlie, while Team 2, Fjord, is going to be dropping Alpha Bravo. We're green across the board. Iron has just called the lock. So, let's get to the match. Drop 1 went in Fjord's favor. The score is currently 1-0 for Fjord. Just want to say thank you again so much, everybody, for coming out and supporting both these teams. You know, love being able to cast these matches. Alrighty. What to expect from Emerald Vale? I don't know. Been seeing a lot of brawl near Theta. Seeing some sweeps up on the side caps, Epsilon Kappa. You know, just really depends what teams decide to bring, what they feel is best, and ultimately, what their players are most comfortable in. Just waiting on the teams to finish loading in. There's got to be at least one player that's not connected. There we go. Clutch side, we got 3 dragons, a Zeus, Skokomish, nice, interesting, a Spider 5V, and a Shadowhawk 2K. Over on Fjord side, we have 3 Charger 1A1s, 2 Dervish 6Ms, and a Flea 17. Oh, looks like there's been a hold request. There's been a crash. So let's go take a look at some mechs while we wait for the hold to go through. Dragons, I'm going to assume that all of these are the same build, so that's SRM4s, Flamers, Snubbies. Skokomish has SRM6s, Snubbies, Shadowhawk with SERMs and medium X pulse with a Flamer, Spider 5V with large X pulse. Going over to Fjord side, you know, Charger 1A1s, I'm going to assume that all of these are the same build, so 3 large X pulses, 4 small laser, Locust with a small laser, 6 small pulse, and I assume that the Dervishes are the same, so SERMs and smalls. Alright. Looks like we got the call to start at 13:10. Let's go. Get 'em moving, boys. Looks like Fjord maybe getting a little caught up on this wall, trying to figure out which way they want to go. Maybe they're just sitting back. I don't know. Meanwhile, Clutch pushing hard as a group towards Theta up through the Epsilon side. They have one mech, the Spider 5V, that's sitting up high, getting scouting information, just looking around. Looks like Clutch is making a push down the Epsilon side of Theta. Meanwhile, Fjord just sitting back at Gamma, really letting the Flea just go about his day, you know, capture some points, figure out where the enemy is. But I don't think Fjord has seen anything from Clutch yet. Meanwhile, Clutch just continues to push up, not having a care in the world for caps. They're pushing around. All right, looks like we might start to see a fight break out. Maybe here pretty soon. Hopefully.
Resource point Theta is ours.
Looks like the Spider for Clutch went and capped Theta. Got the mechs moving in. They're super close. I know Fjord can hear them. The Iron has his back to him. Alright. Fight's breaking out. 5v5. Clutch coming in with the Flamers. Extra better. Getting legged. Shred Metal goes down in his Charger 1A1. Man, those Flamers putting in work. Keeping Fjord heat capped. Redneck takes out Iron Wolfpack. Viper goes down. Extra better went down. It is a 4v2 right now in Clutch's favor. Andy self-destructs from overheating. All that's left is Artillery Hamster in his fleet against 4 really fresh mechs, 3 of which are dragons. Looks like those Flamers paid off for Clutch. Smart counterplay move. Oop. Looks like Artillery Hamster's zigging, zagging, juking these dragons. Just trying with all of his might to at least, take one of them with him. Ooh, he gets legged. Down goes Artillery Hamster. This drop goes in favor of Clutch. Score should be 1-1 here pretty soon once this game ends.
We have possession of Kappa.
Just gotta wait another, 3 seconds?
We've gathered enough resources.
There we go.
This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
GG Clutch bringing out the Flamers. Wow. Very interesting. Looking at the damage spread, it's tight across the board. But you know that the Fjord pilots were heat capped just from those Flamers. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to swap sides. Oops. There we go. Letting Team 1 know that they have 5 minutes to lock in. Wow. That was a great match. Yeah, I love seeing the brawl. I love seeing brawl. I was surprised to see that Fjord didn't hear the marching feet of Clutch. But yeah, Clutch coming in with those Flamers, like, whew. That's not a weapon system you see used all that often. So good on them for bringing those out. Flamers on dragons with double snub, like, whew. And those flamers are pretty heat neutral. But Fjord with the quick lock, just waiting on Clutch. Looks like they're down 2 players, probably out and about, swapping builds. Bringing in two players, Trounce and Thief of Always. Okay. Now here's the question. Fjord saw that Clutch was bringing Flamers for the first drop of Emerald Vale. Is that going to impact their choice of, what mechs they're bringing? Also, another question to ask is, will Clutch bring Flamers again? Looks like Clutch is doing a 2-2-2 split on their lances right now. I think Clutch is getting close to their 2-minute warning. So I'm going to give them a minute, and then I'll let them know, hey, you know what, you guys got 2 minutes. Because I think Fjord locked it in at around, for me, my time, it would be 3:26, roughly, is when they locked. So it's currently 3:29. And Clutch coming in with the lock. Let's get this match dropping. Both teams sitting at 375 tons. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I did. One thing I'm liking about this iteration of ISC is swapping the map, right? Instead of having the map show up later down the line in your matches as weeks progress, no, play both sides 1 and 2 in the same week. I'm loving it. I love seeing teams build multiple decks and how those decks differ based on what side they spawn on, what strategies teams employ, what advantages they see coming from both sides of a map. I love to see it. Just waiting on players to finish connecting. There we go. Team 1 side, Fjord, we got a Phoenix Hawk, 3 Crusaders, a Dervish, and a Zeus Skokomish. Clutch side, we got Blackjack Arrow, 2 Stalker 4 ends, 2 Crusaders, and another Spider 5V. So looks like Clutch bringing in a mixture of mid-range and brawl, while Fjord just bringing another straight brawl deck. Let's see. Clutch getting out an early shot on the Phoenix Hawk. Sorry, I got a sneeze, but it's not. Bless me. There we go. Speak of the devil and he comes. Looks like Fjord making a push up towards Kappa, but they were definitely seen by the Stalkers at range, making that push. Stalkers in the low ground, they won't be able to help their Spider if he gets caught out. Spider's probably going to drop here. Either that or he's making a run back to his team. Fjord continuing to push up towards Kappa. Looks like Artillery Hamster in his Phoenix Hawk is going to try to cap Kappa back, while Clutch continues to sit back and farm some armor off of Fjord with those Stalkers. Ooh, looks like those Crusaders also brought large lasers. ER large. So yeah. Clutch coming in with the range deck. Fjord with what I assume is Brawl. But Fjord has the high ground. There's a strikeout on Kappa. Let's see, will it hit anything? Yep, it's hitting those Dervishes. It's hitting the Crusaders. Fjord just bleeding armor for free. At this point, Fjord needs to figure out how to get within range, and they need to figure it out fast. Otherwise, they're just going to continue bleeding armor to Clutch. Looks like Fjord's making the call to drop. Clutch has taken Epsilon Theta. Fjord making a little bit of a push towards Theta, trying to stay within cover. Clutch keeping on the high ground and continuing to pull back, trying to maintain their distance so that they can continue to farm. And I'm just going to switch my angle here. Now Clutch making the move onto the high ground, very smart. They have the long range, so taking that high ground is very beneficial. Fjord deciding, you know what, now's the time, let's engage. Looks like this call has been set out on Trounce. He goes down very quickly. Next up are the Stalkers. Redneck Geek and his Stalker goes down. It's a 4v6. Artillery Hamster in his Phoenix Hawk goes down. Looks like Iron Wolfpack is legged. The second Stalker for Clutch goes down. It's a 5v3. Looks like Hat Trick from Clutch got legged as he was jumping down. Andy taking out Thief of Always. Iron Wolfpack taking out Hat Trick. All that's left for Clutch is the Spider. Fjord running around with two Crusaders, a Dervish, and a Skokomish left. The Crusaders are still pretty fresh. The Spider for Clutch is also still really fresh. Looks like he's making a run. Fjord sitting on Theta, capping it back, trying to get the caps back in their favor. Looks like the Spider might be making a play for Kappa, not knowing that Iron Wolfpack in his Zeus is also heading up to Kappa. Iron Wolfpack 64 in his Zeus Skokomish sees the Spider. They start exchanging shots. Both players trying to shield their components. Oof. Iron Wolfpack 64 goes down to the Spider. Spider starting to cap Kappa. Just trying to maintain that 2-cap lead, knowing that Fjord's mechs are relatively slow. Like, they're fast for heavies, but they're not going to outrun a spider.
Enemy control.
Looks like Clutch has taken back Kappa, full capped it. Meanwhile, Fjord pushing up onto Kappa from 2 separate angles. Spider noticing the UAV, takes it down. Shred Metal, Crusader for Fjord, starts, he sees the Spider and starts pushing on him. Let's see if his buddy Andy can come up from the rear and make the Spider rethink its life choices. Ooh, Spider gets legged and taken out. Now all Fjord has to do is capture those last 2 remaining points, Epsilon Kappa. You know, really, they could spread out and capture any points they want at this time just to get the match to end sooner. But capping Kappa and Epsilon, I think will make it end the fastest. Unless capping Sigma here at the Team 2 drop zone would be faster. Really great fight. Big props to Clutch for bringing out the range and bleeding as much of Fjord's armor as they did. Really trying to kite Fjord around. But also big props to Fjord for, you know, not getting frustrated, keeping their composure, and continuing to push as a group. Looking at the damage spread, Clutch side, pretty even spread. Fjord side, pretty even. No really astronomical farming damage numbers, which is good. You know, especially when you're looking at a brawl. You know, you don't want one person farming, you know, 1,000 damage while everybody else is dealing 100. You know, you want for brawl those damage numbers to be low and even. Alrighty, let's get the map swapped over to series for these guys. Letting Team 1 know that they have 5 minutes. Really great brawl push coming from Fjord that last match, or last drop. Sorry, matches, drops. You know what I mean. Looks like I forgot to switch the view mode to first person only. That's my bad. Thankfully, it's been caught. I don't believe any team was using those third person drones. I didn't see any little red I didn't see any little red third-person drones flying around. Team 1 coming out with the fast lock, locking in Alpha Bravo Lance, 425 tons. I believe that's the max tonnage available for Drop 4. Or, sorry. Yeah, no, Drop 4. This is Drop 4. Team 2 still has about 4 minutes left on their drop timer. Looks like we're green across the board. And both teams ready to drop. Let's go. Love seeing all the focus fire from both teams. You know, once a target is called, that's the focus. You know, whether if it's in Clutch's case of being at range, you know, focusing whatever mech you see that comes across your sightline first, or in Fjord's case, you know, focusing, just so you know, I did mean lock. In Fjord's case, you know, getting into that brawl range and just focusing down whatever mech is closest. Hat trick. Hat trick clearing up any confusion. Anyways, that's not important. Fjord bringing 3 Warhammer 9Ds, a Phoenix Hawk, a Grasshopper Mjolnir. Wow. Okay, interesting. And a Marauder 4A. Clutch bringing an Atlas K3. Goss Peeps playing what I assume is Goss Peeps. Fitting. 2 Night Stars, a Hatchet Man, a Thunderbolt 9SE, and a Flea 20. Looks like Clutch sent out their Flea to cap Theta. Fjord pushing up along, I believe that's the 4-line ridge. Getting shots out across Theta. The heavies of Clutch swinging wide towards Kappa, while Fjord remains pretty grouped up. Hatchet Man over here on the, I believe, like I said, I believe this is the 4-line ridge. You know, just keeping some scouting information. The lights and mediums of Clutch spreading out, getting angles so that they can keep clear knowledge of where Fjord's at. Clutch setting up on the high ground towards Kappa. Very interesting move, very smart play. Goss Peeps getting out some shots, using that building on that mountain as cover. Looks like we got the Flea heading towards Epsilon. Artillery Hamster coming back to engage with him, push him off the Epsilon cap point.
We have gained Epsilon.
fleet retreating. Looks like artillery hamster is going to be sitting on the Epsilon cap point. Try to get it, a little bit higher, so that way if the flea comes back and tries to back cap it, it's going to take him out of any potential fight for longer. Looks like that flea is starting to move back up towards Epsilon. FJORD kind of stalled out here. Not really sure what their play is. The flea is back on Epsilon, taking that back cap. Artillery hamster pushing up onto Theta. Is he gonna take it? Nope. He's not worried about the caps. Currently, it's about to be a 3 cap against FJORD. Artillery hamster putting up a UAV around Theta. Looks like FJORD's bleeding a little bit of armor from range. Call has been said on Redneck Geek's Hatchet Man, so they are just pushing, trying to get a numbers advantage. Looks like we got some nice trades going out now from the heavies and assaults. Atlas K3 taking a beating. Iron Wolf Pack in his Warhammer sitting at 81%. Goss Peeps at 68% in his Atlas. Goss Peeps getting the heck out of dodge. Getting into cover. Taitetsu rubber banding around. Wow. Taitetsu getting back shots on the FJORD heavies. Artillery hamsters, Phoenix Hawk trying to push him off. Looks like FJORD's sending for that Atlas. Redneck Geek in his Hatchet Man goes down. Goss Peeps in his Atlas goes down. Looks like the next called target is the Night Star. Revan out here pushing by his lonesome, but that's no issue as the rest of FJORD starts coming in right behind him. Revan leading the advance goes down. Rhino Hammer goes down. Looks like Hat Trick just went down. It is a 5v2. 5 mechs for FJORD, 2 mechs for Clutch. Clutch's Flea looking still really fresh. The Night Star extra better, getting just free shots on FJORD from up high. Taitetsu rubber banding more. The armor, the percentages for FJORD not looking too great. Shred Metal pushing up on extra better, takes out that CT. Sheesh. Looking at the caps, 32 to 470. Man, FJORD has to worry about caps now. This is the point where caps, this is where you win or lose on caps, because that flea is just gonna run. Looks like he's gonna set up to defend Theta, knowing that FJORD is coming towards Theta. Getting some early shots out on the Warhammer. Using his small stature to play Ring Around the Rosie. Weaving out into the valley, into the channels. Wrapping on FJORD. Just trying to plink away at them. Keep them distracted and not towards the caps. Pull their focus away from the caps.
Resource point point Theta is ours.
Fjord capping Theta. Looks like they're going to go for the full cap. If they want the win, they're going to need to cap Epsilon. Looks like Taitetsu swinging really wide, going for Kappa. But looks like Fjord still has a mech posted up by Kappa. Iron Wolfpack 64 in his Warhammer 9D, pretty beat up, but set in a position to deny Kappa if he needs to. Taitetsu taking the smart route, swinging wide, using as much cover as he can to advance towards Kappa. Not noticing that Iron Wolfpack is right behind him. Iron Wolfpack takes a leg on Taitetsu's flea. Taitetsu goes down. Fjord can now simply just spread out
We have gained Epsilon.
and capture points. GG. Wow, great trap. Drop 4 goes in favor of Fjord. Looking at the damage numbers, Extra Breader dropping 1,000. While the highest damage on Fjord's side was roughly 750 coming from Shred Metal. But great job, Extra Better, for dropping that sweet, sweet 1K. And let's get to swapping sides. As we go into the final match, the score is currently 3-1 in Fjord's favor. So Fjord has already won the match. But you know what? In the case of a tiebreaker, having the more drop wins will be beneficial. You know, for tiebreakers at the end of the season, if there's any tiebreakers. Team 1's still got about 4 minutes. Left on their timer. Looks like they sent somebody out to go fix some builds. Either that or they're swapping out a player. Who knows? But love to see Goss Peeps playing Goss Peeps. It's always fun when players live up to their names. Looks like Redneck Geek's back in the lobby. Fjord being smart, not moving any players around. Waiting for Clutch to finish moving their players around. Yeah, big ups to Clutch bringing out that range play. Those large X pulses on that Night Star just did work. Did absolute work. Oh. Looks like Clutch lost a player. Just getting ready with the 2-minute warning. Yeah, right about now feels about right. Because I believe the match ended at 55. It is now, 59 now. I'll give them 1 extra minute. I'm not picky. Alrighty. Team 1 has locked on the dot. Team 2 now has 5 minutes. Iron Wolfpack wasting no time, spreading his lances out, getting everybody readied up, making sure that everybody's in the correct lances. Looks like we're green across the board, just waiting on the lock call for Team 2 FJORD. Wow, he had everybody readied up in under a minute, but then he himself unreadies. He's probably doing a nice little pep talk. Who knows? But like I said, they've already won this match, 3-1 so far, for FJORD's favor. So this last match is really just for potential tiebreakers at the end of the season. Alrighty. As we get into drop 5, show your support, people. Who do you want to win this round? This drop? Clutch or FJORD? My vote is on a tie. Once again, just waiting on players to finish connecting to the match. Here we go. Final drop. From Clutch, we have 2 Banshees, a Flea, a Charger N7, a Phoenix Hawk 7S, and a Mauler MX90. From FJORD, we have Battle Masters, a Grasshopper Mjolnir, Firestarter A, and a Catapult A1. Looks like Clutch sending out their light towards Theta right off rip, but so is FJORD. Both teams just beelining to Theta. Looks like Fjord taking the high position on above Theta, getting eyes, trying to scout where the rest of Clutch's team is. Taitetsu and Artillery Hamster just dancing around. They've spotted each other. They know where each other is. All right, Clutch brought large X-pulse lasers and is trying to bleed some armor off of Fjord from range. Taitetsu in close, drops a strike on Fjord. Is it an artillery? Yep, artillery strike, not an airstrike. Artillery Hamster. What are you doing? The flea's to your left, bruh. He's all alone. However, oh, he's now in your back. Fjord whapping really wide, heading towards Epsilon. Artillery Hamster seems to be just a little bit out of position. He's getting his legs chewed up. You can see he's starting to smoke. So that means he's hurting a little bit. Fjord kind of pushed into a really not so great corner, while Clutch just has range and sight lines for days. Alrighty, looks like Fjord's making a push back towards Theta, bleeding even more armor as they reposition to try and get closer to the enemy team. Meanwhile, Artillery Hamster in his Firestarter fighting off a Phoenix Hawk and the Flea. Ooh, gets legged and taken out. Rip Artillery Hamster. Fjord finally making it within optimal range of their weapon systems. Extra Better goes down lickety split. Next focus fire is on the Mauler MX-90, shifting targets over to the Charger N7. Looks like Fjord's getting a little split here. Revan caught in a 2v1. Looks like Redneck goes down. Revan goes down. Andy goes down. It is now a 4v3 in Clutch's favor. Viper getting shot at from two mechs, getting focused down, while Shred Metal pushes past him. Iron Wolfpack now about to be 2v1'd. Meanwhile, Shred Metal getting 2v1'd by the Mauler MX-90 and the Banshee. Mauler MX-90 turns around and starts focusing on Iron Wolfpack's Battlemaster. Looks like Shred Metal takes out the Banshee and is starting to trade with the Flea. Iron Wolfpack here all by his lonesome against a Phoenix Hawk and the Mauler. Iron Wolfpack goes down. All that's left on Fjord's side is this Catapult A1 with the SRMs. But doesn't look like he's able to keep up with the rotation of this Flea. Oof. Down goes Shred-A-Metal. And the last drop goes to Clutch. GG. 3-2. Fjord's favor. Looking at the damage numbers, pretty even spread across Clutch, fairly even spread across Fjord. Wow. Great job, Clutch, bleeding armor from range from your opponents as they try to push into positions. Anywho, winner of this match, FJORD, with a score of 3-2 against CLCH. Here at FJRD Live, we appreciate all the follows, all the subscriptions. Just to let you guys know, there is another match being casted here on this channel later today. In actually 2 hours. So at 6 p.m. Pacific, that's 9 p.m. Eastern. Don't remember the UTC time. Let me check that real fast. Where's Bacon Pirates? I just saw them. There we go. That's 2 a.m. UTC. So, whatever time zone you're in, whatever conversion you need to do it. We'll be back in 2 hours to cast Bacon Pirates versus FJRD Hyperion Rocket Raiders. That is a Div F match. Anyways, thank you so much, everybody, for stopping by, watching this Division B ISC Season 6 match between CLCH and FJORD. Big ups to both teams. Best of luck to everybody in their future matches. Once again, I'm Luscious Balzac of FJRD. This stream's about to end. Keep it luscious, folks.